Dear students, we have already started with electrochemistry chapter and we have done the details of electrochemical cell, Nernst equation, how to determine electrode potentials, and we have also discussed about conductivity, conductance and molar conductivity, variation of molar conductivity with concentration. So let's start with the next topic of the chapter, which is products of electrolysis. Before starting with the topic, let me revise what is electrolytic cell. Although we have done it earlier, but let me revise it quickly. If you remember, there is only a one container in which there are two electrodes which are kept in the same container. The two are connected with a battery. This is positive and negative terminal, and generally on the left hand side we take anode. As it is connected with positive terminal, so it is positive terminal, whereas cathode, which is kept on the right hand side, is connected to negative terminal, and so it is considered as negatively charged electrode. And there is an electrolyte which is here, maybe it is silver nitrate or copper sulfate, it may be any electrolyte. So what are the common features of electrolytic cell? One is that you are supplying electrical energy, and at the expense of electrical energy, chemical reactions are occurring in the solution or on the electrodes. So shall I say electrical energy is converted to chemical energy? This is one of the feature. Second feature, you can say it is a non-spontaneous reaction. The reactions which are occurring in electrolytic cell is not spontaneous. It is not occurring on its own. It occurs only when electricity is passed. So such reactions are called as non-spontaneous. So the reactions which are occurring in electrolytic cell, they are non-spontaneous, and in all such reaction delta G is positive. You have studied in class 11th that all spontaneous reactions have Gibbs free energy change as negative. As it is non-spontaneous, so delta G will be positive in this case. Another important feature is you must learn that anode in this case is taken as positive and cathode is negatively charged, whereas in electrochemical cell, what we have discussed earlier, it was actually the opposite. Another important feature is there is no need of salt bridge. Because that one container or one beaker is there, so you'll say no need of salt bridge is there. Generally what happens in electrolytic cell, when electricity is passed through this, electrolyte decomposes, ionizes, and oxidation occurs at anode and reduction occurs at cathode. So these all things we are going to discuss in the topic products of electrolysis. Beta, I'll take few examples, 5-6 examples I'll take, and the things will be clear to you. Before starting with the example, you should know that product of electrolysis depend on two factors. So product of electrolysis depend on two factors. One is nature of material. Nature of material means what kind of electrolyte you are taking. So that varies with the change in the electrolyte. And another factor is type of electrode. What do you mean by type of electrode? Electrodes are of two types. One is if it is inert electrode, like one is platinum or gold, they are very inert and they do not participate in the reaction. They are just acting as the source or sink of electron. Whereas in another case, few are very reactive electrodes. It may be copper is there or it may be zinc, So they also participate during the reaction. So the product formed also depend on the type of electrode. Now the question is, predict the products of electrolysis in following cases. I'll take 5-6 examples. Like the first one is when an aqueous solution, this is first case, an aqueous solution of silver nitrate with silver electrodes. Let me draw the diagram. If you have a container in which there are two silver electrodes, one is acting as anode, other is acting as cathode. Anode is positively charged, cathode is negatively charged. It is connected through a battery, positive and negative, and they are saying electrolyte is aqueous solution of silver nitrate. So it is AgNO3. Its aqueous solution is taken as electrolyte. Beta, this is a very special case in the sense that electrodes and solution, electrolytic solution, they contain the same element. So electrodes are made up of silver, whereas electrolyte is also having silver ions. In such a case, the reaction is a special one. What happens, see, at anode? Always remember that oxidation occurs at anode. I have told you to learn OA. O for oxidation, A for anode. We call the person OA, come here. So it is O for oxidation, A for anode. Oxidation at anode. Oxidation means loss of electron. I have told you earlier also, it is also about increase in oxidation number of the substance. What happens at anode? If you remember in class 10th also you have done this electrolysis process. As you pass electricity, silver nitrate will ionize into silver ions and nitrate ion, and some reaction is occurring at anode and cathode. Silver is not an inert electrode, it will participate in the reaction. See how does it participate? Silver, which is acting as anode, will lose an electron and changes to silver ion. So continuously silver is losing an electron and going into the solution as silver ions. These electrons, they will move from anode to cathode through external circuit. And in this process, when silver is changing to silver ion, it is changing, oxidation number of silver is changing from 0 to +1. There is increase in oxidation number, so it is oxidation, increase in oxidation number, and loss of electron is also there, it is losing an electron, so it is undergoing oxidation. Now silver ions are into the solution and electron lost by silver will move through the outer circuit to the cathode. What will happen at cathode? If you remember, at cathode reduction occurs. Reduction means gain of electron. We can also say it is decrease in oxidation number of the substance. So what happens at cathode? Reduction. Now silver ions are already present in the solution due to ionization of silver nitrate. These silver ions will gain electron which are coming through the external circuit, and it is the formation of silver. Silver ions from the solution will gain an electron and silver will be deposited at cathode. So they are undergoing reduction because it is gain of electron. I can also say it is changing from, oxidation number changes from +1 to 0. So there is decrease in oxidation number. So this is reduction. uh, if you remember in class 10th, this method is used for purification of the metal. Electrolytic purification is done through this method. How will you say? In this case, cathode is made up of pure substance, pure copper or pure silver, and impure silver will be taken as anode. So what will happen? Continuously this is going to lose silver, and this rod will start decomposing, and anode mud will be formed at the bottom of the anode, which contains all the impurities, and continuously there is deposition of pure metal over the pure rod, which is taken as cathode. So you'll see thinning of anode takes place, whereas thickening of cathode takes place. Cathode becomes thick and thick, and anode becomes thin and thin. So this method is used for purification of metals. Beta, this is a very special case, because in this case electrode as well as electrolyte, they are containing the same element. Just remember that if silver electrodes are kept in silver nitrate solution, then this is the way of finding out the products of electrolysis. I'll discuss the second case. Second case is an aqueous solution of silver nitrate with platinum electrodes. Previously we have done with silver electrodes which were reactive enough, but now it is platinum electrodes. They are not reactive, they are inert. So see, again I will make the diagram. Now it is a typical case, and rest of the cases also I will discuss with platinum electrodes. Try to understand. This is anode. Left hand side, conventionally we keep anode. This is positively charged in all electrolytic cell. This is made up of platinum. Right hand side is cathode. This is negatively charged. This is also made up of platinum. The two are connected through a battery. This is positive and this is negative. Here it is an aqueous solution of silver nitrate. See what happens when electricity is passed through silver nitrate. When you pass electricity through this, it ionizes to give you silver ions and nitrate ions. You know, water is also present here, as it is an aqueous solution. If it is an aqueous solution, water will play an important role. See what happens at anode and cathode. You know, this is silver is positively charged, so this will go to negative terminal. This will be attracted towards negative terminal, that is cathode. So first of all, we'll write down the reaction which is occurring at cathode. Silver ions are present at the cathode. They'll be attracted towards cathode. Water is also present along with this. What happens at cathode? At cathode, reduction occurs. Reduction means gain of electron. Again, I'll revise: gain of electron, or it is decrease in oxidation number. Now, if both of them are present at cathode, then who will undergo reduction? You know, one which has higher reduction potential will undergo reduction. Silver ions, being positively charged, are present at cathode, and water is also present along with silver ions because it is an aqueous solution. Out of the two, who will undergo reduction? I am repeating again. One which has more reduction potential will undergo reduction at cathode. That will be discharged at cathode. Discharged means that will undergo reduction. In books they are using a word discharge potential. Who will be discharged at cathode? Who will be reduced at cathode? One which has higher reduction potential. Higher reduction potential means it has more tendency to undergo reduction. Let us see now. When silver undergoes reduction, it makes this equation, and its reduction potential is, let me write down the reduction reaction of water also, then we'll compare the reduction potentials of the two. Water, when it undergoes reduction, if you see, this is H2O, it changes to, remember this, when it undergoes reduction, water changes to H2 and OH minus. Here the oxidation number of hydrogen is +1, but here it is 0. There is decrease in oxidation number, and decrease means reduction. Decrease in oxidation number is reduction. It is undergoing reduction. But what is the electron change? There is only one electron change, but there are two hydrogens. When one hydrogen changes from water to H, then there is one electron change, but there are two hydrogens which are changing, so it is 2 electron changes there. So I'll write down 2 electrons here. And if you balance the equation, there are 2 hydrogens, whereas it is 3 hydrogens are there. You write down 2 here, 2 here, 4 hydrogen here, 4 hydrogen here, 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen. Now the reaction is balanced. You see now the reduction potentials of both of them. If you see in the electrochemical series, which is there in NCERT book at page number 71, water's reduction potential is -0.83, whereas for silver it is 0.80. Which is having more reduction potential out of the two? Definitely silver is having more reduction potential. So silver is plus 0.80, whereas water is minus 0.83 volt. Volt is the unit for reduction potential. As I have told you, what is the rule? One which has more reduction potential will undergo reduction. So in this case, water will not undergo reduction, only silver ions will undergo reduction. So this reaction happens at cathode and silver is deposited at cathode. This reaction will not take place. Children, see what happens at anode. You know, nitrate ions are also present in the solution. Nitrate is negatively charged and anode is positively charged. So nitrate ions will move towards anode. And already you know, water molecules are already present at anode also. Water is present at cathode as well as at anode. Now out of the two, who will undergo oxidation? Why I am saying oxidation? Because at anode oxidation occurs. Just see their oxidation potentials, or rather I'll say in the book reduction potentials are given to you. So for nitrate, if you see reduction potential which is there in the electrochemical series, it is 0.97, whereas for water it is minus 1.23 volts. Out of the two, who will undergo oxidation? Because at anode oxidation is occurring, one which has higher oxidation potential, but here reduction potentials are given to you. How will you change reduction potential into oxidation potential? Reduction potential is negative of oxidation potential. The rule says one which has higher oxidation potential will undergo oxidation at anode, but reduction potentials are given. The substance which has higher oxidation potential has लोअर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल, बेटा जैसे ही नेगेटिव साइन लगाएंगे रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल के सामने ऑक्सीडेशन पोटेंशियल आ जाएगा और वो हो जाएगा कम। तो अगर किसी का ऑक्सीडेशन पोटेंशियल हाई है तो उसका रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल कैसा होगा, लो। सो द सब्सटेंस विच हैज़ हायर ऑक्सीडेशन पोटेंशियल हैज़ लोअर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल एंड दैट विल अंडरगो oxidation. So who will undergo oxidation? Which has higher oxidation potential, but oxidation potential is not given. So we'll see which has lower reduction potential will undergo oxidation. So what is the rule? Lower reduction potential wala will undergo oxidation and higher reduction potential wala will undergo reduction. So just try to learn, कैथोड पे होता है रिडक्शन, हायर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल वाला जाएगा रिडक्शन पे, लोअर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल वाला will undergo oxidation. Out of the two, who is having lower reduction potential? Water. So how does it undergo oxidation? Look here, water change to O2. ठीक है, here the oxidation number is -2 and here it is 0. -2 से 0 there is increase in oxidation number and there is loss of electron also. See how many electron it is going to lose. There is one oxygen when it changes from water to oxygen, -2 से 0 हो रहा है, 2 electron changes there, but there are 2 oxygens. When 2 oxygen from water changes to O2, there is 4 electron change, and when you balance it, you will get here 4H plus and this is 2H2. Now the number of hydrogens and oxygens are equal on both the sides. Beta, what you need to learn is, one is the equation when water undergoes oxidation and other is when water undergoes reduction. In this case, although this is not going to happen, but in some other case this also might happen. So when water undergoes reduction, it changes to H2 and OH, but when it undergoes oxidation, it changes to O2. So what is released at anode? In this case nitrate will not undergo oxidation, only water will undergo oxidation because it has lower reduction potential. So final result is that silver is deposited at cathode and O2 is liberated at anode. Beta, remember, if it is a solid substance we use the word deposited, and if it is a gaseous substance we use the word liberated. So cathode पे silver will be deposited and anode पे O2 gas is liberated. So it is not tough. Just remember few things, that if 2 or more substances are present at cathode, who will undergo reduction? One which has higher reduction potential. And if 2 or more substances are present at anode, who will undergo oxidation? Which has more oxidation potential or which has lower reduction potential will undergo oxidation. जिसका lower reduction potential होगा उसकी tendency reduction में जाने की नहीं होगी, उसकी क्या tendency होगी? To undergo oxidation. So it will undergo oxidation. I'll take few more cases. Third case is a dilute solution of sulfuric acid H2SO4 with platinum electrodes. Now rest of the cases I am taking with platinum electrodes which is inert. Only the first case I have taken with silver electrodes which are reactive, and that is a very special case. Now again, if you remember, we'll make the diagram. These are the two electrodes. This is anode. This is made up of platinum. This is positively charged. This is also platinum. This is cathode. This is negatively charged. They are connected to a battery. And here there is electrolytic solution, that is H2SO4. See what happens in this case. H2SO4 is an electrolyte. When you pass electricity through this, it changes to 2H plus and sulfate ions are there. Now what happens at cathode? Cathode is negatively charged. Who will be attracted towards cathode? All positively charged species. H plus is positively charged, and as it is dilute solution, it is an aqueous solution, so water is also present. So H plus and water molecules are present at cathode. See what will happen in this case. H plus will gain an electron and it will change to H. H cannot exist as H, so it will be converted to, it exists as H2, so it becomes half H2. And you already know that the reduction potential of hydrogen electrode is 0. In case of water also, after reduction it also produces H2. So in both the cases hydrogen gas is produced. So in this case there is no controversy because both of them are giving hydrogen. Hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. See what happens at anode. Anode is positively charged and oxidation occurs at anode. Now negatively charged sulfate ions will be attracted towards this. So we have sulfate ions at anode as well as water molecules are also present. Now if you check the reduction potentials of two, you will find that reduction potential of water is lower. It has low reduction potential. And who undergoes oxidation? Which has low reduction potential. So in this case water will undergo oxidation. How it undergoes oxidation? Already you know, water changes to O2, and if you balance it you will get here 4H plus, and how many electron changes there? Minus 2 to 0. 2 electron changes there, but when 2 oxygen changes to O2, then it is 4 electron changes there. And now this is a balanced chemical reaction. So in this case water will undergo oxidation and O2 is liberated at anode. So what is the final result? We'll say H2 is liberated at cathode and O2 is liberated at anode. So I hope you are understanding. One which has higher reduction potential will undergo reduction at cathode, and which has lower reduction potential will undergo oxidation. जिसका लो रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल होगा वो रिडक्शन में नहीं जा सकता, उसको ऑक्सीडेशन में जाना पड़ेगा. So out of the two you may check it in the electrochemical series. Water has low reduction potential, so this will undergo oxidation. I'll discuss one more case. Fourth is an aqueous solution of copper chloride with platinum electrodes. So you can make the diagram yourself also. These are the two electrodes which are made up of platinum connected with a battery, and here it is copper chloride electrolyte is there, and both of them are of platinum. This is positive terminal anode and this is negative terminal cathode. What happens when electricity is passed through copper chloride? It changes to copper ions and to chloride ions. Now what happens at cathode? Cathode is a negative terminal, so copper ions will be attracted towards it. So now you have copper ions. As it is an aqueous solution, water is also present here. Now if you check the reduction potentials, copper has 0.34 volts, whereas water has minus 0.83. Out of the two, copper has more reduction potential. And what happens at cathode? One which has more reduction potential will undergo reduction. So copper ions will gain 2 electrons and it will change to copper. So you may write down here, which has higher reduction potential will undergo reduction. So copper is deposited at cathode. On this terminal, copper will be deposited. See what happens at anode. It is a positive terminal, so chloride ions will move towards this, whereas water is also present along with chloride ions. Now you may check, they will undergo oxidation. Who will undergo oxidation out of the two? So chloride ions, again you check the reduction potential. Reduction potential of chloride is 1.36 volt, whereas for water it is minus 1.23 volt. Who undergoes oxidation at anode? We already know, one which has lower reduction potential will undergo. So according to the rule, lower reduction potential, one which is for water, will undergo oxidation. Will undergo oxidation. As water has lower reduction potential, it should have undergone oxidation. But this is an unexpected product in this case. Please pay attention. Water will not undergo oxidation in this case. Rather, chloride will undergo oxidation. Chloride ions will lose an electron. Rather, 2 chloride ions will lose 2 electron and it will change to chlorine. Why is it so? In this case, water, when it undergoes oxidation, O2 plus 4 electron plus 4 H plus, this is the reaction. Beta, oxidation of water to O2 is a kinetically slow process. Kinetically slow process means the speed of the reaction is very slow as compared to the production of Cl2 from Cl minus. This reaction is taking place at a appreciable speed, whereas this is a very slow reaction. So in order to make this reaction happen, we need extra voltage. Oxidation of water to O2 requires extra voltage, which is called as over voltage. So now under such condition, this will not undergo oxidation. Why? Due to over voltage, means extra voltage required to make this reaction happen. So this is an unexpected product. In this case, chlorine gases evolved. So finally we can write down that copper is deposited at cathode and chlorine is liberated at anode. Let me repeat, copper is deposited at cathode and chlorine is liberated at anode. I'll take 2 more cases and things will be more clear to you. It is fifth part I am discussing. Molten NaCl with platinum electrodes. This is a very simple case. Here it is not an aqueous solution. This is a beaker. These are the two platinum electrodes. One is acting as anode, left hand side. This is acting as cathode on the right hand side. And this is molten NaCl. It is not an aqueous solution. Molten NaCl means sodium chloride is melted. Now in this case, when electricity is passed through this makes sodium ions and chloride ions. At cathode, who will go? It is a negative terminal. Positive ions will go. So sodium ions will be attracted towards cathode and it gains an electron, changes to sodium metal. So sodium metal will be deposited at cathode. Now there is no question of discharge potentials because only sodium ions and chloride ions are present. Water is not present. So sodium is deposited here and at anode, chloride ion, as it is negatively charged and anode is positively charged, chloride ions will move to this. Two chloride ions will lose 2 electrons and chlorine gas is formed here. -1 to 0. So there is increase in oxidation number. So it is oxidation. Otherwise also loss of electron. So this is also oxidation. So what is the final result here? Sodium is deposited at cathode and chlorine gas is liberated at anode. Final case I am going to discuss. It is an aqueous solution of sodium chloride with platinum electrodes. Here I have taken molten and now I have taken aqueous solution of sodium chloride. Again the same kind of scene is there. Platinum electrodes are there. And this is aqueous solution of sodium chloride. This is platinum cathode. This is platinum. This is acting as anode. And the two are connected to a battery. Here also they are connected to a battery. This is sodium chloride. When electricity is passed through this is sodium ions and chloride ions are formed. But water is also present along with sodium ions and chloride ions. So what happens at cathode? Sodium ions are positively charged, cathode is negatively charged, so sodium ions are attracted towards this along with water molecules. And you know their reduction potentials? You know the reduction potential of sodium is some negative value. It is actually minus 2.71 volt, whereas for water it is minus 0.83 volt. Who will undergo reduction? One which has higher reduction potential will undergo reduction. This is the rule. In this case, water has higher reduction potential. So water will undergo reduction. And how does it undergo reduction? Water changes to H2. And if you balance the reaction, it is 2OH minus plus it gains 2 electrons. So this will undergo reduction. So what is produced at cathode? Hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode. See what happens at anode. Anode is positively charged. Chloride ions are negatively charged. So chloride ions will move towards it as well as water molecules are already there. reduction potential of chloride is 1.36 volt, whereas for water it is minus 1.23 volt. Out of the two, one which has lower reduction potential will undergo oxidation, because at anode oxidation occurs. So water has lower reduction potential, so it should have undergone reduction. But you know, the process of oxidation of water in order to form O2, this is the oxidation reaction, is kinetically slow, as I have discussed earlier also. So oxidation of water to O2 formation is a slow reaction. As it is a slow reaction, it requires some extra voltage. We can also say this is over voltage is required. And due to this over voltage, this reaction will not undergo oxidation. This is happening at lower reduction potential. So this will undergo reduction, and finally this is not going to happen. Chloride ions now will undergo oxidation and formation of chlorine gas is there. So what is the final result? It is hydrogen is liberated at cathode and chlorine is liberated at anode. Children, now let me summarize. Some noteworthy points are important points of today's lecture. First point is, when electrode and electrolyte are of same material, then like you have seen in the case of silver, the first example which I have discussed, in that case oxidation occurs at anode, then anodic electrode undergoes oxidation and cathodic electrode undergoes reduction. Then second case is when electrodes of platinum are there, which is an inert electrode. Then in that case species with and it is aqueous solution. Then in that case species with a higher reduction potential will undergo reduction at cathode, and species with lower reduction potential will undergo oxidation at anode. And third is the case when both water and chloride ions are present at anode. Then unexpected products are formed. Although in this case water has lower reduction potential, but due to over voltage which is required to carry out this reaction, so its reduction potential becomes lower, so this will undergo reduction. Sorry, then this will undergo oxidation, and water will not undergo because it is kinetically slow, and this requires more voltage in order to undergo oxidation. And fourth case is when you have molten substance as electrolyte. In that case, especially with platinum electrodes, so fourth case is when you have molten substance with platinum electrodes. It is a very simple case, oxidation at anode and reduction at cathode, and there is no role of water in this case as water is not present in the electrolyte. Beta, one thing I want to tell you that out of all these cases, one question might come in the board examination. Children, let me tell you that this is an important topic. So learn all these cases. No other case can be asked in the board examination as I have covered all the important cases. Reduction potential of different electrodes will not be given there. So just remember who will undergo oxidation and reduction in each case. Thank you.